Hey everybody. Let me be honest. This is the first episode of the Less is More podcast, but I recorded the first episode like an hour ago, and my laptop just shut the fuck off. I'm so upset. I was 35 minutes into my very first ever podcast, and the computer just shuts off. Now Audacity wants to talk about, recovered. Fuck you. Recover these. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's not the intro. Welcome everybody to the first ever episode of the Less is More podcast. So happy you can join me. You know, um, um, I'm your host Lesinachi. Jesus, can you tell I'm new at this, huh? You should have heard me on the first one. Oh my god, I was killing it. The vibes were amazing. The vibes were amazing. All right, man. Let's start the show, man. This is the first episode, man. Let's talk about some stuff. This is a film satire based podcast. With a sprinkle of a little bit of my own life, college adventures. I think that's what cultivates most of my life. The 4 years I spent in college, man, it just one semester can be like a whole season of a show. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best part of college. How you know how your life can be basically a movie, man. And it's awesome. It's awesome. I miss college every day. You know, the more time I spend out here in New York City, the more I'm just like, damn, I miss college, man. Like, all my close friends are like in the PA area. PA, Maryland area. PA, Maryland, Jersey, you know. But yeah, man, you got to live life. So I couldn't be happier that I'm in New York. I couldn't be happier that I'm in New York. Hold on for a minute, guys. Hold on. Sorry, I'm back. I had to check the levels real quick. You know, I mean, when you're your own producer, you have to do that kind of shit. Yeah, but let's get right into it. I have a list of topics here because I want to stay structured. You know, gotta be professional in this motherfucker. Oh, whoa, what the hell? Oh, I already knew that. Yeah, Jesus, OJ gets parole after 10 years in prison. Jesus Christ. That's like, it's like a ghost coming back. It's like a fucking zombie coming back. Like, you didn't think that was possible. But here he is walking around. Anyway. Man, let's get into it, man. So, my name is Leslie. Full name is Leslie. Everybody calls me Les now because I made them. I went to Widener University. I have 2 degrees, one in political science, one in international relations. What else? My parents are from Ghana, West Africa. So I'm first gen in the house. Any other first gen people, please comment below. Does SoundCloud have a commenting section? I'm not sure. This is my first time doing anything with SoundCloud, so. But yeah, first gen in the house, so have a lot of pride in that. I have an older brother. He just graduated from Rowan University, so shout out to all the other grads too. You know, big dreams. I have 7 best friends. I'm very precise how I count off my best friends. I'm very precise. I don't play around with that. I don't play around with that shit. Gotta keep your circle small, man. So you know who to rise up with. You know who to rise and grind with. You know who to share your blessings with, man. If you have like 40,000 friends on Facebook and all that shit, and I mean none of that's genuine. I don't think so. So, you know, I know who my dogs are, so that's cool. And I went to Widener University, man. It was a fun school. It was a fun school. It was a culture shock for me because college was always like, a place I wanted to go in terms of the experience. Now, let me start off by saying that, I hate my major. Like I'm not doing anything in that field right now. So, I mean, maybe eventually, but right now, like I worked at the UN, I worked at the United Nations, I worked at a global health consultancy firm. Like I did all that, but I did all that in New York. So that's how I fell in love with the city, by working here, like when I got an internship in 2014. So that's why I fell in love with the city. But my passion's always been writing for as long as I can remember. Like writing, creating. I used to draw comics. I used to write short stories. I used to write scripts way back when I was a kid, before I knew the formatting and all that shit. So if you have a passion and you realize it at a young age, it's gonna come back. Not necessarily to haunt you, but it's gonna come back in some way, shape, or form. So it came back to me, and I didn't. And literally, I've never been happier. Screenwriting and creating and making and writing short films and writing my first feature, which I hope to get picked up. Hopefully, I have submitted a couple pilots to Amazon and Netflix. Got denied from Amazon twice, but still waiting to hear back from Netflix. And I might get denied from that too, but you gotta keep that positive attitude up, baby. So I'm gonna get accepted. You gotta say that shit out loud. Let your thoughts become things. Okay? Let the everything that you imagine, let it become reality. So yeah, Netflix will hit me back, okay? But nah, really, I don't know. You gotta have some sense of realism too. You know what I mean? I need to get better as a writer. I think I'm phenomenal already, but no one's perfect, so I need to get better. And maybe they'll actually pick up a pilot of mine. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. What else? A couple of my friends will be on the podcast soon. As soon as I get situated, hopefully start a fan base, get a fan base. And, I just think that I've always wanted to be a voice for something. And I think that film, the review of film, the review of TV shows that are hits, the review of a lot of theater programs, a lot of Broadway shows, since I am in New York. I think that's something I wanted to do for a while. I just didn't know how to go about it, and I'm a huge fan of podcasts. Shout out, Bill Burr is my favorite comedian right now. I think him and Dave Chappelle are the two funniest comedians I've ever heard. Stand up and comedy special wise, and Bill Burr's podcast is sort of my inspiration for my podcast. Along with a lot of hip-hop blogs and a lot of hip-hop podcasts. So Charlemagne the God, Andrew Schultz, and the Brilliant Idiots, that's another one of my favorites. I watch that all the time. I've been watching that for like 2-3 years. And the Joe Budden podcast, man, formerly known as I'll Name This Podcast Later, that's another hit. Oh my God, Joe Budden I used to not like him because he came for Drake, and Drake's like my idol. For all of my family and close friends that really know me, they know how much Drake means to me, and I don't give a fuck. He's the GOAT in my eyes. But I used to not like Joe Budden because he was coming for Drake a lot, man. And you claim to be that's your friend, but I gave his podcast a chance, and bro, it is my favorite podcast right now. The Joe Budden podcast. It's hilarious. It's like a variety show. With the basically it has a foundation for hip hop, but it's a reality show. It's it's a talk show. It's a variety show, and it's amazing content. Shout out to Joe Budden. Shout out to Rory. Shout out to Maul, the co-hosts. It's awesome. I want to see it do amazing things, and I hope to be on that platform on that platform soon. And I hope to get my show as as fresh and newborn as my show is, I hope to get on that platform one day. And just shout out to what they're doing, man. Charlemagne, Joe Budden, Bill Burr. Those 3 podcasts in particular are 3 of that I watch right now. So all right, yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm going to obviously talk a little bit more about me as we go on, but I just wanted to kick the podcast off right. I'm walking around right now, if you don't know. I have a portable audio mixer because my laptop's pretty thin, so I get to walk around my apartment and just talk, just riff for like a half an hour. I don't know the length of this podcast. I'm toying with an hour, but I think I might do 30 minutes to an hour because the structure of the podcast is going to be, it's going to be some college-based stories, some current events we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a lot about film, television, sprinkling some theater in there. Hamilton's huge. I saw Fun Home. Dear Evan Hansen is great. There's the new Broadway musical. It's called Sarah Bareilles. It's called Waitress. Sarah Bareilles is a gifted singer. She's one of my favorite singers. She's awesome. Shout out Kaleidoscope Heart. I think it's her best album. So Waitress, that Broadway show, I heard it's a hit right now. Actually, did it come out? I think the reviews are saying it's a hit. I'm not sure if it came out. I'm really new in the theater landscape, so I got to do my background research on that. But it's gonna be a hit. Sarah Bareilles is very talented, so shout out to her for getting that gig. What else? Yeah, man, we're gonna talk a lot about film, and I'm really gonna be the guy. You have all these film industry outlets, Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, Entertainment Weekly. Shout out to Entertainment Weekly. I really watch them. I really champion them. They're awesome. They've been a leading standard in entertainment news for forever. But I get my news source from other places. I do my research online. That's all really I do. In terms, I said that's all really I do. What horrible grammar! Jesus Christ. That's really all I do. There we go. In terms of getting, film knowledge, and in terms of breaking down and deciphering different film industry tactics. So that's me in a nutshell. I think that this is going to be a great program for you guys to become abreast with knowledge and certain facts that I might have, and I want to be clear off the gate, man. I don't know everything, okay? I just know that when my friends have questions, they hit me up for film advice and for film news and for film reviews and what I think about certain movies and TV shows and things like that, and even web series that I watch. I was watching Awkward Black Girl way before it became Insecure on HBO. Shout out to Issa Rae. She's a real inspiration. I like what she's doing, man. She's killing the game. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about award shows. Certain future Oscar contenders that I see. My predictions. I'm gonna do some top 10 lists and explain why they're my top 10. It's just a variety of shit I'm gonna do on this podcast. And but for everybody that you can call me a film nerd, a black film nerd, I'll take that. I'll wear that hat proudly because everybody needs a passion. Everybody needs an outlet. Everybody needs a certain escape from, the harsh reality we live in. And film is mine, man. I think you don't really need to go to film school to be a director or a producer. Or I think you can learn the basics and essentials by studying film, watching film every day, and just really going for it and not waiting for people to tell you yes or no, and just be yourself, man. If you and that's with sports, that's with rap, that's with country music, that's with alternative rock, any kind of art form, man. If you can dance, ballet, anything you can do. Imagine if they try to tell Serena Williams, put that racket down and pick up a motherfucking anatomy textbook. I don't know the nursing courses they have to do. I know that like 9 times out of 10 at Widener, a bitch is gonna fail. When it came to that anatomy test or whatever the fuck they took. You was failing that shit. So imagine if like Serena and Venus's dad tried to put a nursing book in their hands instead of a tennis racket. Now I imagine they excelled in school as well, but god damn, do they kill in tennis. So like, imagine, don't let no one stifle your dream, son or daughter. You know what I mean? Don't let no one tell you you can't do this, you can't do that. You can have a slave 9-to-5 job and have your passion, your outlet, your hobby that turns into a career. You can do both. Don't be lazy. Get the fuck up in the morning. You feel me? Get the fuck up. Show up this week. Shout out to Jalen Blott, man. That catchphrase is gonna catch on, man. He said show up this week. I like that shit. Shout out to Jalen Blott, man. He's an up and coming content creator. I think that's what we can call all of ourselves at this point, because like we don't just do one thing. We create content for the masses. We create content for people, for you to see. I'm currently working on a short film called Edith. Hope to have that out, man. Jesus, I don't know. I want to film all of June and post-production all of August to have it ready for September. But yeah, the goal with Edith is to hopefully get it on the Sundance, Tribeca film market, hopefully, and just put it in the eyes of prospective buyers, or I'm not even thinking about money. I said why did I say it like that? Money. I'm not even trying to monetize Edith. I'm just trying to let people know that I can write. Like my pen game is furious. You feel me? Pen game is on fleek. FLEEK, right? I know how to spell fleek. Okay, shut up. I was just talking too fast, and that's another thing on this podcast. You're gonna hear me talking mad fast, and that's gonna bring up my stutter, and that's something I've had since I was a kid, and I am not ashamed of it. I own it. You know what I mean? I've learned to suppress it in the past, but when I get really passionate and fired up, I'm gonna stutter. So you're gonna hear that a lot. But I'm gonna keep it under control. I'm gonna talk very slow like this, so I can get every word out properly and efficiently. Is that too slow? I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, man. Let's just a little bit of the background. I think the background portion is done, right? You guys know too much about me already, and that's bad for business. All right, let me pull up my topics. Yeah, so I have some topics for us to discuss. I'm depending on the film news that we do get, throughout the years, actually. This might become a daily podcast because I want to stay on top of the news and give you the news first. That's the whole point of podcasts. Some podcasts are for comedy, some podcasts are for news, some podcasts are for perspective on different things like politics, religion, certain policies or certain countries. I don't want to do any of that because I feel like that can bring some kind of negative vibe. I don't want to be the negative vibe person. This podcast is about positive vibes. Positive vibes only. PVO. Okay? That's it. PVO. That was totally on the spot. I totally just riffed that. So, I gotta copyright this whole thing. I'm in the process of copywriting this podcast right now, actually. I legitimately have paperwork. I'm serious about this. So I think I'm on LegalZoom right now as we speak. Actually, I'm just reading some guidelines. So, but yeah, man, I'm serious about this. So, I was aiming for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, but if not, I can probably try a format where I just riff about current events, sort of non-related and related to film, and then doing like a Thursday or Friday podcast, like that's like 20 to 30 minutes, like totally film segments, film news, the newest shit, the movies that are about to come out that weekend. So let me know in the comments below, or wherever there's comments on SoundCloud. This will be up on YouTube as well. Just created I just finalized my YouTube page, so that's fun. So I'm doing that, and there's a picture floating around. Hopefully the picture fits. Hopefully the picture there's a pixel requirement for the basically for the cover photo of the podcast. So if that exceeds the limit, you know, of the JPEG file, you won't see the cover of the podcast picture. But basically, I have a picture with me in various selfies with celebrities, and some of my best friends on the bottom row of the picture, and me in the center. And it says the Less is More podcast, hosted by Les and Nachi. So I'm going to try to get that on as the cover, but just for context, I'm going to talk about the times I met these celebrities. So let me pull up the picture. Leslie, why don't you have the picture ready? Because it's my first fucking time. Jesus. Hold your horse. Oh, there's a remix. Hold on, let me see this. A Kendrick Lamar Mask Off remix? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I'm about to listen to that after this podcast is over. I will play it for y'all, but they don't pay me enough for that. All right. Hopefully, I do get ads on this podcast, but you know, like I said, speak things into fruition and it'll happen. Hold on. Jesus, this thing's going viral. Man, check out the Kendrick Lamar Mask Off remix, man. I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan. Like, I'm a fan of certain songs, but like of him personally, not really. It's kind of like, you know, it's not my type of music, but he makes hits. I won't lie, he makes hits. Okay, let me pull up the picture. Got it. Okay. Ron Perlman. He's the first one. I met Ron Perlman while I was day drinking. That was a fun day. I was day drinking on McDougal Street near West 4th in Lower Manhattan. Shout out to Off the Wagon, man. Great bar. I went there with a couple of my friends. Shout out to Wes and Coop. We had a great time there. From what they can remember. I'm not gonna lie, I was the one that needed some assistance. But yeah, they know what I mean. Shout out to my boys Wes and Coop. Those are two of my best friends. Hopefully they'll be on the podcast soon. But yeah. So I met Ron Perlman. He was walking his dog he was like a normal guy. You know what I mean? Don't you hate those people that like ambush celebrities? Like they're just like not human beings. Like they're like godlike figures. Like they're human beings, bro. They sneeze, they cough, they get sick, they take shits. You know, they're just like me. They're just like me and you. Okay, there it goes. There's a stutter. There goes one stutter. That's probably like stutter like 89 since I started. But I'ma slow it down. Let me slow it down for you guys. I met Ron Perlman. Nah, sorry, that's annoying as fuck. I met Ron Perlman. Yeah, he was walking his dog in Washington Square Park. And so I slided so perfectly. I was like, yo, I'm gonna walk up 2 blocks on his left so he doesn't see me coming. Because he's already being hounded, right? He's being hounded. So I walk up 2 blocks, I wait for the red light. Alright, it's green, go. I cross, and I like almost bump into him to make it look like I don't know who he is. And I'm just like, oh shit, Ron? Like I've known him for years. I said like I was like his agent. Oh, Ron? How you doing, man? How you doing, buddy? I said, oh my god, you're an icon, man. This is so crazy, man. You're the first celeb I met in New York. And I think you're an icon. I love what you're doing. I loved you in Sons of Anarchy. I loved you in Hands of God. And I do all that. I just name all his works from top to bottom. Every fucking thing he's been in. Hellboy, all that shit. And he's just like, oh man, thanks man. I really appreciate it, man. It's great to meet a fan. And I'm just like, hey, man, I know you're a busy guy, but you mind if I get a selfie with you real quick? He's like, oh, yeah, man, get in here. I'm just like, oh, this guy is fucking awesome. He could have just kept the movie. You know how he looks like a dick on TV screen? He's the complete opposite in real life. Ron Perlman is a saint. Awesome dude. But yeah, I took like 3 selfies with him. And he stayed in for all the selfies. I'm just looking at the picture now. I can't believe I met these people. Jesus, man, I'm blessed. You can be blessed too if you get out of your house. Huh? Get out of your cubicle. It's like, nah, shout out to all the 9 to 5ers. A lot of my closest friends are 9 to 5ers. I wish I had a 9 to 5. I wouldn't be struggling with this microphone. I would have had a better mic. But yeah. Ron Perlman, man. He's a real OG, man. He's really, I'm surprised he doesn't have an Oscar yet. He's been in a lot of acclaimed roles, so. Next on the list, Robin Roberts. Good Morning America's heavenly queen. I met Robin Roberts when I worked at my former employer, an airline that will not be mentioned on this podcast until I'm good and goddamn well ready. All right? Because they're fucking haters, and they hate on creativity. Shout out JB. Psych! Sorry, not sorry. That's why you guys kick people off for airplanes. Because they want to have birthday parties on your airplanes. But anyway, that's besides the point. I don't want to get sued, so I'm gonna leave their name out of it. You see how I went really pussy? I was talking all this shit, and I was like, I don't want to get sued. Anyway, I met Robin Roberts when I was working in the communications department of this one airline, and yeah, they wanted me to help out with the set, and I went on set, and Robin Roberts, it was just so crazy seeing her in person. She was like sitting like 10 feet away from me. It was so crazy. And what I did was, I slide this one too. What I did was I waited for all the groupies to take a picture. Well, I guess I'm a groupie too, right? I guess I'm a groupie because I waited to take a picture. Like, it was time for us to leave, and I waited for like 20 minutes. 30 minutes. But it's not about me, okay? This is about the good side of me, not the groupie side. Anyway, we were all packed up, ready to go, and my boss went downstairs to like I guess to like gather her team up before we hit the subway back to the office. But I just waited for like 30 minutes, like I said, and Robin was on her way to her dressing room, but there's like this long hallway before you get there, so we're still in the control room, and I was just like, oh yeah, hey Robin, I was like, last pick of the day, had my phone in my hand, on some corny shit, last pick of the day, like knowing it's not her last pick, like absolutely, she's a huge TV person, she's a huge TV personality. There's not gonna be her last pick, but I was like, oh, last pick of the day. And she obliged. She's like, oh, of course, anything for a fan. But you know, it's not my last pick. I'm like, yeah, I know. We just started laughing, and she actually stayed in for like 3 pictures. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. Like, you know, most celebrities, A-listers, anyway, they'd be out of the pic like halfway through. Like, oh, I gotta go, yeah, blah 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 blah. But she stayed in for 3 pictures, and I gave her a high five, and then she went back to her dressing room. So. That was cool. That was a cool experience. I'm not gonna lie. Good Morning America was a cool experience. Hopefully I get to go back on there for different reasons. Where I'm the star. But we gotta wait and see about that. Andre Holland, the star of Moonlight, or actually one of the stars of Moonlight. Shout out to Mahershala Ali, by the way, for just killing it. First Oscar out the gate, Mahershala. First Muslim to win that shit. Let's fucking go. Anyway, Moonlight. I actually went to a bar in Brooklyn, and check this out. I wasn't supposed to go to this bar, but my friends from work begged me to come out because it was like, they knew it was gonna get packed for New Year's, so they wanted me to see how it looked. You know, before it was like you couldn't even get in, before the line was like around the corner. So yeah, I was like, all right, let's go. We went, man, and this bar is called Kinfolk. This bar was corny. I was like, what the hell is this? there's like no one dancing. There's a whole dance floor not being used. Everyone's crowd. I hate bars that crowd the bar. Like after you get your drink, move. God damn it. Other people need to get wasted too. But you know. Whatever. So we went, and I was just like, all right, I gotta nudge my way through this crowd. Like, this is ridiculous. It's like a mosh pit near the bar. Unbelievable. I'm nudging. I nudged this one guy in a fresh ass pea coat. I'm like, excuse me, sir. And I said, sir, all brolic as hell. Like, I'm being polite, but like, I'm being assertive. So like, I'm trying to be tough, but I'm being polite. I'm like, excuse me, sir. Like, move. He's like, oh, sorry, man. Sorry about that. He was sitting with this bad woman. She was beautiful. And I'm just like turning. I'm like, all right, yeah. I was like, thank you. As soon as I said thank you and looked at this guy's direction, I'm like, oh, whoa. I did a quick 180 back to my friends. He's probably looking like, what the fuck is up with this guy? Nigga, it was Andre Holland just sitting there casually in the middle of this crowd. But no one knew it was him because the lights were low. Had those lights been on, it would have been a mob, bro. This guy is so popping right now. So I'm like, yo, guys. It's Andre Holland, man. What do I do? And they were just calling me, yo, go over there and get his picture, you pussy. And as soon as they said pussy, a light just snapped in my head. Like, yeah, you're not going to call me a pussy. So I just went there. I tapped him politely on the shoulder. Hey, man, listen, man, I'm a huge, like, I was wasted at this point. I'm a huge fan. Man, Andre, man, I've been watching you since the Nick, and I saw you in Black and White and Moonlight. You killed it, man. You were phenomenal. You know, you're due for the culture, man. And I think if you don't consider yourself blown up already, I think you're blown up, man. I'm just proud to see you, to see you rise, man. And he's like, oh man, thank you, appreciate it, man. It's really deep, brother, man. That's yeah, I really appreciate, man, all your words, man. I was like, thanks, man. If you wouldn't be so kind, may I get a selfie with you, sir? I kept on calling him sir, even though we established his name was Andre. I kept on calling him sir, like just trying to show this level of respect that he so rightfully deserves. So, got a picture with him. I pulled out my phone, already preset to the camera, and the flash was on, the brightness was up because I'm dark as shit, and this man, he gave it to his girlfriend. She's like, oh yeah, I'll take it. And she took his phone to take a picture, and she took my phone to take a picture. She snapped like 6-7 pics. I'm like, yo, this is awesome. Like, do it for the fucking gram. So I put that in the layout collage, and I posted that like next morning. Like, I could not wait. But really humble guy, amazing dude, man. Talented actor. He's gonna go so far. I'm so fucking pissed that Nick got canceled. That was a great show, But everything happens for a reason, and he's gonna get a lot of bigger bags. Look out for his film, A Wrinkle in Time, directed by the wonderful and gifted Ava DuVernay. She is a beast, and she's gonna be a phenom in Hollywood. Well, sorry, she's already a phenom in Hollywood. So, yeah, look out for that film. It has Andre Holland in it, Chris Pine, a lot of other rising actors. So look out for that. Next is Zachary Quinto. Many of you know him as Sylar from Heroes, the science fiction series on NBC. Others know him from American Horror Story. But that's my nigga Spock, man. When I met Zachary Quinto, I was having like one of the worst days ever. I just got my second pilot rejected by Amazon. So I was walking around in the rain on some Usher shit. I was so distraught. I'm like, damn, am I ever gonna break through as a screenwriter? Cause that's what I am. I'm a screenwriter and a filmmaker, and I'm just aspiring filmmaker because I haven't got my first film off the ground yet. But when Edith hits, it's gonna go for miles. But that's besides the point. I was just so pissed at the world. I'm like, damn, man, this film. This pilot is. I think it's amazing, and it's just like it's a compelling story. It's called War Torn. We'll get more into that as the podcast goes along, but I was just so pissed, man. I'm just like, damn, am I ever gonna break through as a screenwriter and just like start to get these negative, I'm starting to have like negative vibes. Like, I gotta think positive because I will break through. I am a screenwriter. If I write stories for the film that I'm trying to see conveyed on a silver screen. Hence, I am a screenwriter. That's how I believe. Shonda Rhimes, who's the creator of Grey's Anatomy and How to Get Away with Murder, all these hit shows, she said there's no such thing as aspiring. There's only you are or you aren't. I am. So I'm not aspiring. I'm a screenwriter, god damn it. So, I mean, but I just wanted some kind of validation from, a TV network, sort of like Amazon. Amazon Studios is a great place to get started, and I just wanted some kind of validation. But that's besides the point. So I got denied from Amazon. My War-Torn Pilot, is the title. And I was just like, let me go to Starbucks, man, and just something to pep me up, just to get me writing again. Just to get my adrenaline. And coffee doesn't really do it for me, but like, I think Starbucks creates an atmosphere where it's like great for creators. So I was like, let me go to Starbucks and just sit down and write. Maybe get like a refresher or an iced tea or something like that. And I walked into Starbucks and I bumped it. No, this dude held the door open for me. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. And he said, oh, no problem, man. and I just turned to look at him just to acknowledge him, like, thank you. This nigga was Zachary Quinn. I'm like, no way. Like, and I was like, my dumb ass was like, you're the guy. You're the guy. He's like, he just laughs and says, yeah, man. He just walks the fuck out of Starbucks. He just walks out of Starbucks. Bro, the realest shit I ever saw. He was like, yeah, man. And he just walks out like he knows who the fuck he is, Leslie. You don't have to call. First of all, you're calling him the guy. Like, you're not even calling him by his name. Nigga, when I say I ordered my drink and I was like, wait, nah, my phone is fully charged. Fuck that. I'm running out. I ran out. I said, Zachary. Zachary. Yo. Sorry, man. I was panting and huffing and puffing like a fat fuck. I was like, sorry, man. Sorry. Hey, man. I'm a huge fan, man. Star Trek 1, 2, 3. I saw all that shit. I've been watching you since Heroes. You're amazing as Skylar. Every American Horror Story season you've been in, I've been a fan. Can I please get a selfie with you? He's like, oh yeah, no problem, man. You don't have to run here. I would have given you a selfie back at the Starbucks. I was like, yeah, man. It just didn't register who you were, man. He's like, oh yeah, no problem, man. And I got 4 shots with him. And then he really had to dip. I was like, all right, man. I was like, thank you, man. Keep doing you. He's like, all right, thanks, buddy. And I just found out he purchased, well, it was on Access Hollywood that he purchased a home right where the Starbucks, like around the corner from that Starbucks. I'm like, damn. There's so many hidden stars in this city, man. You don't even know it. So you just gotta be aware, man. He was just a humble dude. He was growing his beard for this role he was doing. I gotta do more research on it, but I think it's a film with James Franco. I'm not sure. I gotta look it up, but dude, humble guy. Just all these actors and actresses and radar personalities and celebrities are just humble, man. Just talk to them like human beings, bro. That's it. And the big one. I don't know why this is the big one, but like this is my most liked picture on Instagram. Me and fucking Daryl Dixon, man. The Walking Dead. I met Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead, man. Boondock Saints, all that shit, man. I have 100 likes on this. This is my highest picture on Instagram. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm in the picture too, goddammit. And I think it's the highest because of the way I met him. So I had just finished some pre-production stuff from my short film Edith. So I was walking back from a meeting with my DP. So me and my cinematographer, we try to meet like every week, 2 days a week at least. Or yeah, sometimes it's max because we're both busy people. But yeah, I met with my DP and I just remember just walking on a film set. Like, I don't know what they were filming, but it was a film set that had the whole block like tied off from like Washington Square Park all the way up to like maybe like 8th Street. So I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on here? And I'm just like, oh, they're shooting a film. So I sneak onto that film set just to see what the production looks like and see like the equipment they use, see like what kind of tips I can get, like camera wise. Even the tripod matters in a short film. You know, the length and how sturdy it is. I want to see all that and what kind of equipment and gear they're using. I go around the corner to see more of the production equipment, and I see Norman Reedus on his fucking motorcycle. He's filming a travel show, and he goes to New York to meet Mario Batali. That's one of the episodes, and not even counting Mario Batali. I met Mario Batali too, but I didn't post that picture. But like, Norman Reedus was so chill. He, out of all the celebrities I met in the city, he's the most chill. He just came up to me. He was just like, hey man. Well, first of all, a couple NYU students that I was walking with, they had the balls to just cross the street and interrupt this whole program. I'm like, all right, I'm going to have more class than that. He's clearly filming. I'm going to wait till he's done filming his segment. Then I wait till he's done filming. Then he crosses the street to be with us. And he's just like, hey, pass the phones. He's taking everybody's phone, and he's taking a selfie for us. I'm just like, yo, this nigga is cool as hell. Like, what? He's taking all the selfies. I'm like, yo, this dude is awesome. He's taking our selfies for us. He's saying hi to the camera. He got in my video when I said dreams come true. He got in my video, and I left him hanging by accident. I got a little bit of shit for that. Like, you know, I didn't mean to do that, but excuse me, getting a little parched there. I didn't mean to do that, but you know, I was so excited I could only focus on myself. In all my excitement meeting one of the biggest actors in television right now, in one of the most successful shows that had one of the most longest runs on AMC, I was so hyped to meet him. I could only think about myself and me meeting him instead of basking in the moment to, like, you know, dap him up. But I did eventually shake his hand. He got my video. So I got a picture and a video from Norman Reedus, but like, I tagged him in my post. He was awesome. I think he liked it. I got to check. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was a fan page, but yeah, man, that was awesome, man. That was really awesome. He didn't need to do that. He didn't need to cross the street. He was already mid segment with Amara Batali, so he didn't need to do that at all. So that was cool of him to do. Shout out Norman Reedus. Shout out the whole Walking Dead cast. R.I.P. Glenn. R.I.P. Abraham. R.I.P. What's that black chick who got possessed? Oh fuck, I know her name. She's really talented. Fuck. Oh, R.I.P. her. Sasha. I think that's her name. I gotta look it up. But R.I.P. the people who died. I didn't know the outpour for Glenn. Like, that outcry for when Glenn died was massive, bro. I didn't know mad people liked him like that, but you know, Jesus Christ, he'll definitely cameo probably, like, you know, right? Probably in hallucination scene, you know, something generic. You know, that's Hollywood for you. Yeah, but that explains my cover photo, man, for this podcast, and hopefully it uploads. If it does, I'm never gonna stop trying to get it to upload. I'm probably gonna shrink the size so you guys can see it. But if it does upload, that's the podcast file. That's the photo I'm gonna use for every episode. That was the hardest thing to come up with a photo for the podcast, and I was just like, you know what? Why can't I just take all these people that I've met, plus a few of my best friends, and just put in the photo? Like, I mean that works, right? And it worked, so I did it. All right. So I explained the purpose of the podcast. I explained my inspirations, current events. Yeah, on this podcast, I'm not fucking with politics or religion unless it's really pressing. I'm not fucking, because I just feel like those bring, not religion, but politics, man, that brings just negative vibes, man. I just don't want to talk about it. I want to be that podcast that just talks about film and artistic values and sports and hip hop and well, not just hip hop, all kinds of music. I just want to be that podcast, like a variety show that has the underlying tone of film and TV, just and talking about, you know, I want to talk about my take on stuff, you know, just to get my, you know, just to get my perspective on things. So that's the purpose. So let's get into some of these trending news. Tom Hardy as Venom. Tom Hardy is Venom, people. That's been confirmed by Sony. Tom Hardy is going to be the new Eddie Brock in the standalone Venom film that's slated for theaters, I think October 2018 is what I'm reading. That might change, obviously. And I think we're looking forward to a cameo from Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in the Civil War series and the upcoming film Spider-Man Homecoming. So that's going to be dope. Tom Hardy he's one of my favorite actors. He's a phenomenal gifted actor. He's been in Mad Max. He's the new Mad Max. He's been in Warrior, an MMA film. He's Bane from Dark Knight. He's been in This Means War with Chris Pine. He's been in a lot of films, too much for me to name. He's been in the critically acclaimed Bronson. What else he's been in? He's been in a lot of stuff. He was supposed to be the new James Bond if Daniel Craig taps out, but hopefully negotiations for that go through. I would love to see him as James Bond. That'd be awesome. What else? I have a list here. Let me pull up the list. I'm done with the riffing. I'm gonna go all structure. What else we got? New Mutants movie. An extension of the X-Men film series. Fox and Marvel have greenlit it. Anya Taylor-Joy, she's from Split and the Obama movie. It's called Barry on Netflix. She's awesome, man. She's gonna be a great actress, man. Shout out to Anya Taylor-Joy. She's gonna be great, and I'm so excited to see what she's gonna do. She's gonna be amazing, and she is starring with I believe Maisie Williams from the Game of Thrones, who's also great. She's talented in her role as well. So they're going to be some heavy hitters. Hopefully we'll get more film news on that as developments progress. Let's talk about it, baby. Drake at the fucking Billboard Awards. 13, he cleaned house. He knocked Beyonce the fuck off. Someone needs to. Drake, I mean, need I say more though? Like, haters will hate, but the numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? And I get it. Numbers don't count for content, and people might find Drake as the soft nigga, as the guy who's in touch with his emotions, because God forbid an African American male getting in touch with his emotions is like taboo. You know what I mean? Fuck all that. Drake makes all the real anthems for the real niggas. Like he said, you know what I mean? I think that he's dominating music right now, not just hip hop but music, and I just think that it's awesome, man. And he's an idol for me because of his trajectory from where he started. And I know everybody says that, oh, he worked in Degrassi, like he didn't have a hard life, but like I think that's all a matter of perspective, because it's all about your version of the bottom. You know what I mean? If your version of the bottom is like a crackhead mom and like and no dad and food stamps and you're living paycheck to paycheck, that's unfortunate, and that's your version, because not every rapper had that version or has that version of the bottom. Not everyone has to be like Eminem, I hate my mom and all that shit to like have a hard come up. And I don't take away anything from people who had a hard life, but because that makes their music so much more impactful and better for the masses. But like, I mean, Drake had a somewhat besides his income level from Degrassi, I'm not defending him having a good life. He did. His life is nowhere compared to some of these other phenomenal rappers. But I'm just saying, can we just all live and coexist? Like, his life wasn't perfect, though. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be objective. I don't know. I'm not taking any sides. Obviously, I love Drake. He's my favorite artist. But, like, he's done some shit, like, that I haven't agreed with. Views, I personally like it because of where I was in my life, moving to New York and being alone in the city, and seeing a lot of haters and snakes in the grass come out of nowhere. So I like that album, but like it wasn't his best work. I think it was shitty compared to his other albums. I think More Life is better than Views. I think Take Care is a classic album. A classic album is in his cachet. So but like if think about it, if Views was a miss, imagine his hits. You know what I mean? Like Views was a lukewarm reception, and look what it did. So I'm not knocking him. So congratulations to Drake and his all of his 13 Billboard awards. But off of music, let's get back to the film. What I really love. What else? Have my list going here. I heard King Arthur featuring Charlie Hunnam, who was also on Sons of Anarchy. He was the star of Sons of Anarchy, playing Jax Teller. He is amazing. He's one of my favorite actors. He was slated to be King Arthur for a long time. It didn't do so hot at the box office. It got a 22 on Rotten Tomatoes with a total score of a total rounded score of 30. I think it rose up to 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't know. I think it was a good movie, man. I think it was a different take on what King Arthur could be. You know what I mean? So like everybody has a different interpretation of what their film wants to be, and I just think that they were way too hard on it, man. Like Guy Ritchie is a talented dude, talented director, man, and he deserves more accolades than he's given. And I just think that I have the official numbers here: 28 on Rotten Tomatoes, official score. On Metacritic, it got a 42 out of 100 based on 44 critics. And, The Guardian obviously gave it a positive review. It's a London-based outlet. But, yeah, box office numbers, we got, it raked in about 27 million over this weekend and 67 million in other territories. For a worldwide total of 94.5 million. Against a production budget of 175 million. Now, people might see that as a flop, but I see that as, it still did some numbers. It still it sucks because I guess you can call it a box office bomb, but I don't really see it as that, man. I think it was a great movie. And I recommend it, to see it. But that's just me. I'm gonna recommend a lot of movies on here for you guys to see, but it's up to you if you want to see it. I'm not gonna force my narrative on anybody. New releases. Let's see. Let me get my list out here, and there's gonna be an Untitled Terminator film. So Arnold Schwarzenegger will be back, and he is bringing us another one. So that's probably going to be exciting. I didn't really dig the last movie. I don't think a lot of people did, but I don't know. We'll see if there's a change in pace with this film. Huge news. Uncharted, the popular video game series for PlayStation. They're making a movie, and they're using Tom Holland, who I aforementioned, who played Spider-Man in Civil War. He's going to play young Nathan Drake in the series, in the film. So we're finally getting a film, but not what we expected. So we're gonna get Tom Holland, he's a talented actor. He's gonna be huge in Hollywood. We're getting that for, I want to say, it's looking like next year. That's what it's looking like. But yeah, man, that's gonna be crazy. Tom Holland he's killing the game. Oh, actually, it's saying December 31st, 2017. That's when that film will be coming out. That's great. That's good. Shout out to Tom Holland, man. He's a friend of the show. Well, he will be, but and my man Jordan Peele. Let's get into Jordan Peele, man, with his successful, critically acclaimed horror film Get Out, which is one of the scariest films I've ever seen in my fucking life. That film is scary as shit. I don't care what none of y'all say. It's not no damn thriller. It's a fucking... That film is scary. I don't care. He signed a first look deal with Universal, man, to develop content and write scripts for that production studio. So that's gonna be crazy. Jordan Peele has seen so many blessings and even more bags in this past year, and with his successful run of Key and Peele, that it's hard to ignore him for any kind of Oscar nom in the future. So shout out to Jordan Peele, man. He's doing the damn thing, and I know he's gonna go far, man. I've been watching him since I've been since what, 8, 9? Cause he was Mad TV. He's been on Mad TV for he was on Mad TV for a lot of years, so that's where he gained his core following. So, and we kind of followed him when he left. So that's gonna be dope. Shout out to Jordan Peele on all his successes. I hope to write for you one day, buddy. Reach out to me. Have your people call my people. Even though I don't have any people yet, but you know what I mean. A new trailer for a show called Friends from College. It dropped about a few days ago. It has Keegan-Michael Key, also from Jordan and also from Key and Peele fame. Sorry. It has Nat Faxon. It has who else? Fred Savage from the Wonder Years, man. That guy's a legend. Yeah, that show is gonna be hilarious. Watch that trailer. It's gonna be on Netflix. It's premiering later this year, I believe. Look out for that trailer, man. Friends from College. It's basically exactly how the fuck it sounds. Friends from College. So that is gonna be a funny series. Keegan-Michael Key's been putting in work ever since Keanu with Jordan Peele, which is also an amazing movie. Is a hilarious action thriller. And they're both just doing great things. It's a great time for African American artists. It's a great time for minority artists, just in general, because we're just creating. We have a chip on our shoulder. We have something to prove, and I think we're gonna go far in Hollywood. We're gonna break the barrier, and we're gonna start getting more roles and seeing more blessings and seeing more bags. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the progression in that. So. How much am I? I'm at 57 minutes. Jesus. So I had a lot of fun for this first episode. I see this podcast going far. Let me know when you would like this to drop. I'm thinking about doing it probably late mornings, early afternoons, probably so I can get you guys your lunch breaks or whatever you guys are doing from 11 a.m. to 2. But I might drop it, early morning so you guys can listen to it on your commute to work. So just let me know. I'm just toying around with this. This first episode was brought to you by no fucking body because I have no sponsors. I have no sponsors yet. Yeah, man. I hope to have guests soon, man. Just from small artists to to rising, aspiring, writers, directors. Hopefully, I want to go to film festivals and, do some outreach there. This podcast is intended to be a traveling podcast as well. So, if possible, I would like to travel, around the state or tri-state area and go to meet with my friends and other entertainers as well, and just have them come on as guests, man, because that's what it's all about. Just meeting with other people and just outreach. That's the goal, to become as versatile as possible in the film industry. And that's what I aim to do, and by God, I'm gonna do it because I don't give up. So this is the first episode of the Less and More podcast. I'm gonna cap it off here. If you enjoyed, please keep listening. It's gonna be up on SoundCloud. I'm gonna try to get it on iTunes. There's a whole verification process I have to go through, so I'm going to do that. And thank you for listening. I appreciate you guys. My wider family, my real family. Shout out my mom. Shout out my brother. Shout out my best friends, Wes, Coop, Leroy, Tom, Kingsley. Shout out B. Clayton. Shout out Jalen. Shout out all my homies. All the listeners. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is the Less is More podcast, where less is more content, less is more media, and less is more aim. Less is more. I killed my ending. Less is more entertainment. Fuck. All right, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one. God bless.